All right. Okay. Let me first of all say that you are seeing something new, all types of equipment and things like that. Okay? For an old fool like me at 79, doing all this is not good, okay? But I've been convinced that this is the best way to go. Meaning that as I get older and older, I may not be able to travel. So do it from your home, sort of a thing. Okay? This is what you call live Facebook. Meaning I can record this directly live. We tested one last month, and it was very popular. And now we're going to do this live today. And eventually, some of these equipment hopefully will change and become slightly better. But this way. So let me first of all introduce you the people who are helping me to get this done. Okay? This is Ikram. Say hi to him.
Hi.
Hi.
Now, a little bit about Ikram, okay? Ikram is what you will call, runs a consortium of properties, meaning that you have heard of this company called Airbnb?
Yes.
Okay, he owns several properties, and he is the one managing Airbnb in Kuala Lumpur, primarily. And also, he does things. Those people who are a little extra cash, you can probably buy a property. After you buy the property, you can give it to him, and he can lease it out for you. Or not lease, sorry, he can rent it out for you. Would you please explain that in 2 minutes, sir? Please, please explain that so they understand this. Okay, please.
So I basically manage properties on not just on Airbnb. We call it vacation rentals. So it's in between a homestay and a hotel. And I've got about 40 apartments in the KLCC area, and our guests are primarily tourists. In the last 3 years, I've hosted over 4,000 guests from all over the world, and we've done quite well in terms of ratings and reviews, almost on the level of 4-star hotels.
That's Ikram. Say hi. Give him a clap at least. Oh my God. Then I have two more additional friends. These are gentlemen. Would you please introduce yourself? One after another. Just introduce yourself, please.
Two handsome guys.
Please. Yeah.
Michael.
Hello guys, my name is Dragos and I'm a videographer, and I travel around Asia, and I met Ikram on the first day when I arrived in Kuala Lumpur, and
He and Sergio were my Airbnb guests. That's how we met.
yeah, and since then we had done some collaboration with videos and different stuff. Yeah, I like Malaysia.
Hello, my name is Sergio, and together with Dragos we are friends now over 10 years. And we started traveling around Southeast Asia. We arrived by mistake in Kuala Lumpur, but not by mistake, because the universe helped us get here. We met Ikram, and then a crazy adventure started. We love to create videos and content for entrepreneurs and for people with vision, and Ikram here was the one who needed us most, and we needed him, so we are happy to meet you, and also Mr. Venga.
Okay. Well, they've been to my house. Okay, this is quickly. Okay, what we hope to do is to record today and put it on Facebook Live. You can go to Ventrex Management, but Ventrex Management also is connected to Ikram show that he does every Thursday. Is that right? Thursday or Wednesday?
Thursday.
You probably check it out. It's about property, and if you have a little bit of extra money, what to do with it. And they go around explaining it, helping you manage your life a little better, okay? But today, I want all of you to notice something that is slightly different from what we have done before. You have seen this before, haven't you? What's the difference? Can you see the difference in this particular slide? What's the difference? Can you see the difference?
30 seconds.
Can you see anything different or not?
It's not self-development, it's self-improvement.
Very good. See,
Wow.
smart girl.
Hey.
Smart girl. Woo! She's really good. Actually, we sat down and talked about it on Tuesday.
Huh?
Tuesday.
So you just go and say hi to you.
How come, huh? Oh, this lady, Sri, she talks too much, yeah. She talks too much. Yeah, hi, how are you? Yeah, she does all sorts of crazy things. We sat down and talked. Yeah, she does things on her own. Sri, she's very good, okay?
Sounds like a wife.
Oh my God. Whoa. I'll tell Rose that, okay? Great. So we talked about it yesterday, and you know what? Suddenly, in the discussion, we say, hey, are we doing the right thing? Is it self-development seminar or is it self-improvement seminar? We talked for 2-3 hours and came to the conclusion, maybe the title, development, may not be that appropriate, and therefore we changed it to improvement. So you're going to see this logo very often, and then just to make you understand, okay? It's about self-improvement. It's not about company's improvement. It's about you. How can you improve yourself? That's one of the things I want to mention to you. Now, and then at the same time to tell you that, you know, somehow or other, this improvement has become a major issue throughout the world. Do you know you go education, you go to school, then you go to university, you get educated, you pass an exam, you get a degree, but that does not necessarily mean that you have improved yourself. The notion is if I go to the university, I will be educated. I think that's a wrong notion. You must remember that the world and education are two different things. You need to constantly improve yourself. So, welcome to this work. Okay? For today's topic, you know, we run one session here, and we run another session in our office in Puchong. Also, this is the first Wednesday, and usually the last Wednesday of the month will be there. But sometimes the dates will change the other side because of my time frame and things that I got to do, so I got to adjust it, okay? Like this month, it's going to be another day. You'll see it later. Today's topic. Is this an important topic or not? Is it important or not?
Yes.
Is it important? Is it less important or more important? What do you all think? Why? Why is it that important? Why? Why is it that stress is important for all of us to recognize this word called stress? Is that important? Why is it important? Why? 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 Have you thought about it?
If you don't recognize it, how are you going to cope and manage it? So you've got to recognize it first.
Okay. The fact that, is there anyone sitting here who can raise his hand and tell me, I am not stressed. I don't have any stress. Can you say that? Can you say that or not? Okay. Do you think animals have stress or not? Do you think plants have stress or not? Is it yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, isn't it?
Yes.
But you see, as a human, this is the problem with humans. Animals know why they are stressed. And therefore, they can recover very quickly. They know the cause, and therefore they recover very quickly. And this is a fact, okay? Now, I was watching an amazing video only yesterday, accidentally, okay? Accidentally, on the channel, this is about animals. It's a video channel called Animal something, okay? Then I saw this chimpanzee actually pick up a rock, and go into the sea area and look up for this ocean, what do you call this? Clams. Or to hit a stone and pick up things to eat. First time I saw it in my life. The using of a stone, and they look for stones that are sharp. or they themselves sharpen it. These are chimpanzees, okay? But they are different type of chimpanzee. This is found, this video is from South America somewhere, okay? Okay, I have seen monkeys using sticks to dig out white ants, that I've seen. But this I've never seen before, okay? So animals are clever in this way. The moment they are stressed, they know the cause of the stress, and what they do is they go and look for the thing that can at least help them get through it. One of it is vegetation. They know how to look for the right vegetation to eat them. As an example, a bear will eat a certain type of grass because it needs digestion, as an example. And then certain other animals do certain things. So when an animal gets stressed for several reasons, and it knows it and does it. But in the case of human, we don't seem to know. We know we are stressed, but we don't know why we are stressed. Is that true or not? Is my conclusion correct? We know we are stressed, but we don't know why we are stressed. Is that an accurate statement to make? Now the question is, why not? Why is it that we cannot recognize why we are stressed? You see, if you do not know the why, no matter how much you try, you will not be able to solve the problem. That's what my conclusion. This is, when we were preparing this slides, no? And when I got it, I spent quite a number of hours trying to figure out how to convey this message in a very easy way. If you don't know the cause of your stress, no matter what I say to you, it won't help you. It won't. Neither can I give you a prescription and say you buy these pills or that pills and you put them into your mouth and then it'll go away. No, it's temporary relief. Do you know why a lot of people in our world today, okay, they are saying as much as 30 to 40% of the urban population are on drugs. When I say drug, I don't mean medical drug, but I mean drugs such as opioid or other form of marijuana is one of them. Do you know why they take these things? People in the city, this is a city problem. Why? Do you know why? 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 Okay, very good. Stress. The answer is yes, stress. They don't know what else to do. So they go into this to get away from a relief, to be joyful inside them. Now, I can only say this, okay? I don't know at the end of today whether you will probably, or end of this 1 or 2 hours, whether you will be able to actually do something with whatever stress you have. But the first part of it is to know that you're stressed. Now, let me say this, until I was probably until I was 55 years old, I really thought it was a joke. When people tell me I'm stressed, I thought it was a joke. Until I was, even at 60, I never even understood it. Because to me, stress is internal, is it? It's inside you. I mean, you can't go to a seminar and get relief from a stress seminar. No, of course not. I never ever in my life, working for a corporate company, ever sent a single individual to go for a seminar. I stopped all of that completely. And especially when they tell me I am stressed. I'll never send them because it will not benefit them. But I sit down and talk to them and make them realize that internally, you don't know what this is something for you to discover. This is my view, has always been. Okay, so let's see now, what can we do today? See, first of all, we know what's emotion, right? What's emotion? When you get angry, is that emotion or not?
Yes.
Is anger an emotion? You get angry or not?
An expression of the emotion.
Yes, it is an expression of the emotion. Now, why do you get angry? Why? Why do you get angry? Why?
Something wrong somewhere, that's why you're getting angry.
Now, don't use concept. That is a concept. It's easy to say, well, something is wrong, therefore you're angry. But that's a concept. Now, what is it that is making you angry becomes a reality? Is it because of what I say that makes you angry? Then what I said was the reason you became angry. You understand what I'm saying? Now? So just don't accept concept, because concept will never relieve you of any kind of emotional stress. You cannot. You must know what they are. They could be things that are very close to you. Okay, I know people say, I'm work at stress. When I'm at my workplace, I am stressed. Really? Now, why are you stressed? Is it because you cannot get the right tool to solve your working problem? Or is it because you cannot deliver the work that you are supposed to deliver? Or is it because there is a time frame in it and you cannot deliver it on time? What is the reason why you are feeling stressed? What? Now that is what I meant by when I say the reality you must recognize. If you say I'm stressed because of my wife, then you have to define what is the reason why I am stressed because of my wife. I just got an email from a lady, one of my user of vPlanner, telling me a problem. The 4-page letter from her. Okay, I got to find a way to help her out. Okay, but you can see that she is stressed out, and the stress is on the husband. Okay, I am not a psychologist, neither am I a psychiatrist, but I can see reading that 4-page letter that she is really painful. Of course, what I got to do is to try to make her understand what is it that's causing. Now, usually we say, I'm stressed because of my children, or I'm stressed because of my home, I'm stressed because of this or because of that. That we can say, but that is a concept. Unless you ask yourself, why are you stressed? What is the specific thing that is stressing you out? Then you can find a way to resolve it. You don't need me. You can actually do it on your own. That's what I'm saying, okay? So let's look at this, okay? This, children going to school as an example, are they stressed? They are stressed because of what? They are stressed because of what? Exam? Exam, right? Meaning that during the course of their studies, they have not listened to the lecture or paid enough attention to what they were supposed to look at, and the exam is getting nearer. They have to prepare and they're not prepared. Correct or not? So they're all the reasons why they're stressed. What about a person that is working? He's stressed because he can't deliver the job, or don't know how to do the job, or the demand that has been put on him is new and he doesn't know how to do it. So these are the reasons why a person gets stressed. Is that simple for you to understand? Is that simple for you to understand? So whenever you say, I am stressed at work, you better get certain as to what is it that is causing you the stress. Now, a married person with children and wife and all that has many of these, such as I have to pay my rent on time, I got to make sure that the fees are paid. There's so many things that he had to do. That means only one thing to me, and that is that you do not know what your responsibilities are. As a parent, what are your responsibilities? And if you know your responsibility, then of course you must plan for it. Or you must allocate time, resources for it. The last moment saying, my son has done very well in school, and I now need to send my son for better education or something like that, and I got no money. The day he was born or she was born, you should already have done something about it. Am I talking things that you don't understand? You do, right? I am stressed with my wife. Why did you get married in the first place? Who forced you to get married? You guys with me or not? I am stressed with my company. Why work for them? Go home. See, all of this, we would use these words, stress, without realizing what actually it means. So, thank you very much for coming and joining the crowd. But you know what I'm talking about, okay? End of the day, it is us that has to define what is wrong with me. What is wrong inside me? Okay. In fact, something which, while doing this slides, working on it, okay, I myself was telling my associates of mine, hey, I felt for 2-3 hours yesterday. No, not yesterday. Yesterday. Oh no, on Monday, I felt this, for the first time, I felt this so-called stress. I felt for the first time because of certain statement made by people close to me. My son, actually, he made a statement on a phone, and that got me upset. I was upset about lots of things about him and things like that, but all that I could manage. But this one dragged on for about 3 to 4 hours. So then I start to dig and dig and dig and dig. Then I realized that actually I have taken it very personal. I did not look upon the statement objectively, rather personally. Meaning, as a father, he makes a statement. I must be able to judge him whether he's saying it as a son or as an employee. He's an employee, working for me, yes. But his statement, I took it personally. So when we take things personally, we also become stressed. The moment you identify, hey, I should not be, I shouldn't take it personally, then you get relieved of this. This is exactly what happens, okay? So, continuing on, okay, that's a quick overview, okay? This is what happens, okay? No matter how brave you are, how hardworking you are, or how intelligent you are, with even a high IQ, we all go through this thing called stress. And you know, it has been emphasized almost in every movie. That also has influenced you a lot. So maybe not real, okay? But all of this, we don't understand. Something is triggering. What is the thing that is triggering it? And once you recognize what is triggering, then you can solve the problem. It's not so difficult. So ask Celine. You all know my personal assistant Celine, don't you? You all know? Please, up. This is Celine. I asked her, hey, do you ever feel stressed? And then she said, yes, all the time. Then I said, is it because of me? Is it because of me? No, you see again, but she can handle it. She can handle it. I mean, it's not me alone. There are many, many things that overwhelms us. But because again, see, one of the things in which I feel strongly, people lack this basic ability. And this is very basic. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you think about this seriously, okay? As a human being, we are not organized. We are not an organized individual. We are not. We take things as they come along. We're not someone to sit down and organize our thoughts, organize what we need to do. Under this being organized also requires certain amount of understanding about planning. What needs to be done, and then when. You understand the two things? Being organized in order for you to plan. What do you plan? Time. This relates to time. Because major problem in stress is because we lack the time. We seem to think, all of us seem to think like that, okay? There is always 24 hours in a day. Yes or no? Is that a yes? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Yeah. We actually don't have 24 hours. That's the first realization that you all must get in. You don't have 24 hours at all. You don't have it. All you have is a limited amount, which is 16 hours. Only 16. And this 16 hours is again measured. It's like this. From about 6 a.m. in the morning to about 10 p.m. That's what you have. 16 hours. And within this frame, what do I have to do? Okay, again, we don't seem to realize. Number one, whether you are married, single, or a bachelor, or you are whatever you are, okay, whatever you may be, that we seem to have forgotten that what we call home is no more a home. It is a brick house. A home is where you are brought up with people, with your mother, father, whatever you came with, a home. A home consists of your family, your own family. Is that correct? You learn some bad things from them, you also learn some good things from them. But it is your home. And if you are married, then you have your own home, which is your husband, your wife, your children, whatever. Now, the importance of this home has been forgotten. So we don't use the 16 hours. We go home when we are forced to go home. We don't go home because we want to go home. You understand the difference now? Do you understand the difference? You understand now? We go home because we are forced to go home, to sleep, to eat, and somebody is there. But we never plan to go home, to be home, because as one of the important part of our life, we don't. Whereas the human being that came maybe 100,000 years ago, or even more, that animal which became a human, that human knew that home was important. We seem to have forgotten that. Okay, this becomes the number one problem in stress. A lot of our stress is because of that home. We created this home. Nobody created this for us. Okay, you can say, well, my father and my mother had an affair. I am not responsible for my birth. You can say that, sure. Absolutely, I agree with you. But hey, proceeding onward after you were born, it becomes your responsibility. We have not taken that responsibility to ourselves. It is my responsibility. We'll not come to that, okay? And the number two thing, which we also do not pay attention to, is our own health. Our own health. We don't. In fact, part of the problem of stress is because of health. Because we eat the wrong food, for one thing. We eat the type of food that you are eating actually creates more stress. It does. Absolutely. It does. Whatever you buy and eat causes stress. Because why? When you eat those food, your body has to digest that food. Now, if your stomach can talk, it'll tell you the tremendous amount of trouble it goes through to digest the type of food that you have eaten. Causes a lot of stress. It has to instruct the entire body to release certain enzymes, certain type of acid into the stomach to digest the food. I was speaking to an old judge. He's 84 years old, lives in Australia. Only on Sunday morning, he was speaking to me on the phone for an hour or so. He's telling me, you know, Venga, I finally realized that I must listen to my stomach. Then we chat a little bit. He said, you know what? I never listened to my stomach. And I was bleeding for about 15 days before the doctors found me. And then they told me that I was bleeding, and of course rushed into surgery, everything was done. He said after that, some 4 or 5 months ago, he said, I begin to sit down and talk to my stomach. And then now listen to my stomach, he said. What I should eat, what I should not eat. Now he's 84 years old. He said this, okay? He said this, if only I've listened to my stomach when I was 30 or 35 years old, I would probably live healthier. We don't. That also causes problem of stress, okay? And the third thing, which is very true, is that we all work, and therefore work demands. Can anyone here tell me somebody forced you to work with the people that you're working now? Did they force you to work? Did they put a chain like a slave? Are you a slave to the company? Are you a slave? You feel like a slave, is that right? You've got to go there at 8 o'clock and get out at 10 o'clock. You feel like a slave, right? Okay? It's your choice. You have the choice. Take the responsibility. And all in these three areas, you are not spending that 16 hours I talked to you a few minutes ago. Remember that? We're not spending the appropriate time in those areas. I'm not saying that every day you should spend that amount of time. I'm not saying that. You need to what they call balance it between this. Okay? These are the three things that to me is important to understand what stress is all about. Now, what are the tools for this? Let me deal with the tools, and then we go on and talk about this, all this that needs to be done. Number one, those are the areas in which I get the stress. So what are the tools that I have? What tools do I have to resolve this? First, you must understand why you are stressed, correct? How would you know that? How would you know how to deal with that? So the first thing to do is to understand. Okay, these are things that we tested out. And you know what? The more and more I talk to people all over the world, okay? And now we are with communication ability and all, I talk to the world, and all of them come up and say one very important thing. That is number one. First, you need to understand why you are stressed. How do I know I'm going to be stressed? Is that simple tool? Don't have to be so complex. No? You don't have to go to a psychologist to tell you exactly what to do. No? Simple tool. That is simple. Write down what is stressing you. When you write that out, I'm stressed because of this, or I'm stressed, and then you go and ask yourself, hey, why? Then why? And then why? By the time you reach the fifth why, you already know the reason why. See, as simple as that. No? So you need to actually carry a piece of paper or somewhere where you're writing this down. Every stress that you have, the more you write it down, what you don't know, what you don't understand. What you don't understand is that when you start to write it, your whole body system, what you and I call mind, M-I-N-D, mind, recognizes it immediately, and the appropriate cells get together and form a conclusion, and then feed this back to you. As a human, they feed it back to you for you to interpret through your brain. So, number one, recognize it by writing it down. So when you start to write it down, the power of that is the image of that stress gets into a focal point. I mean, at least you can recognize it. That's number one. Number two, this is also very crucial. When you recognize that you have a stress, you must therefore do something else with it. You need to set a goal, a simple goal as to what is it that you want to achieve out of this stress that you're. What do you want to do with it? What do you want the outcome to be? You must decide that outcome. Somebody else cannot give you the outcome. You need to decide what is the outcome I want to. This is the second tool that you have. The third tool that is important for you to do is that at the end of a day, or after the incident, or after that, okay, you need to sit down and review them. Have I achieved it? Am I happy with the results? Is there another way to do it? Or is there a better way to do it? You realize. So, 3 tools to manage stress. Right? Every stress that you have, in fact, if you're using the V planner, under the responsibility section, there is 2 spaces that are empty. One of them should be used. Or you can do it in the goal section. There are 5 there, and then you go into that area, just put in a slip of paper and write down all your stress. Because then you can set the goal as to what is it that you want to do to come out of the stress. You understand what I'm saying or not, guys? You understand what I'm saying? So these are the tools that we do. So let me just go on and show you something, okay? See, this is also true. And that is that there are many demands in life. Is that correct? Is that correct? Now, who forced the demand on you? When you have a promotion, as an example, you can say no, right? Can you say no or not? But you want to say yes, right? But your yes is you want everything to remain status quo while you want to get promoted. I mean, doesn't make sense, isn't it? So either that promotion is asking you to do something more. It's not asking for more time. In other words, it says very clearly, I have to improve my skill. And if I want to improve my skill, I got a promotion, right? That promotion requires a certain amount of skill. Is that correct or not? Say yes or no?
Yes.
Right? Where can I buy that skill? Is that how it goes? Is that how it goes? Tell me, can you buy those skills? You cannot. You have to what? You have to develop it yourself. And you can only develop that skill provided you do it. See, the key word is, you see, people think, again, see, skills cannot be bought. Yes or no? I go to university, I get a skill in engineering. Am I an engineer? Am I an engineer? Yeah, I got a certificate of.
Theory only, not practical.
Now again, you use concept. You have been to school, you have attended their classes, their lecture. They set up some exam to ask you formula, this, that, the other. You answered all the questions. I am an engineer. I have a certificate to show I am an engineer. Will that get you a job? Yeah, intern, sure. But then when you join the company, they are going to say, oh, hey, Charlie, come here. Do you know how to fix this? No, I've never done it before. Oh, okay, get down there. You become an apprentice. Learn how to fix things. Now, nobody is going to tell you how to solve the problem. They probably, okay, show you or somebody there. If you get a bad supervisor, he won't teach you anything. So, skills are something that you must experience it yourself. So, my dear friend, first, in order for you to get skill, you must have experience. Experience. That's what you need. If you don't have that experience, you have no skill. This is a fact. You want someone saying or not? Guys? Okay. Now experience gives you skill. Experience also makes you fail. Because unless you fault and fail, you will never get experience. And you can constantly must tell yourself, I have not learned enough. I got to learn more. See, the problem with people is they know 1, 2, 3, and 4, but they don't know that it's a much longer way. So that's why in life, see, the demand of life, they say, you put it on yourself. Who asked you to get married? Who? Who asked you to have children? Who? You see, the false thing that we take upon is, you understand, we get married, we do lots of things, stupid things we do, and we blame everybody else except ourselves. Correct or not? Marriage is also a skill, experience. You got to learn it. So skills are developed by experience. Experience, my dear friend, experience gives you one very important thing. It gives you knowledge. This is what it gives you. Without which, yeah. Google gives you information. Google does not give you knowledge. Only when you yourself do it, experience it, then, yes, you got the knowledge. That knowledge will manage your life a little better. So stress is associated both with knowledge, with skill, and also it also depends on how you digest those things. So like that, complaining is easy. Now, this is a student. Does he or she have stress? Of course, there are many things. Can this be avoided? Yes, if you regularly follow the lecture, regularly do your revision, regularly do your homework, and constantly ask your teacher or your friend or at home your parents, hey, how to solve this problem, how to solve, and you keep on doing that, what happens? You get more and more experience. So you're prepared for the exam. You do not have to digest 3 weeks before the exam and try to contain 7 books into one. You can't. And that is what I mean by this. A student must also have skill. But these skills are not taught to them in school. The way they teach you is they give you papers to write or homework to do. The idea is that you have to do it and from that experience get the knowledge. If you don't do the homework and if you don't read a couple of books or whatever, you are not going to get experience and therefore you got a problem. Now, next again, okay? Let me deal with it, okay? There is, in stress there are 2 things, called external and internal. Can you do anything with the external causes? Can you do anything about it? Although they may be under your control, there are people under your control, can you make them do what you want them to do? Is it possible or not? Is it possible or not? What do you think? Is it easy to get somebody to do what you want them to do? Is it easy or not? It's difficult, right? Why? Why? It's difficult because the fact that he as a human, you as a human, the way you talk to him, you do not convey the message that you are doing this and you will learn to be better than me. You don't convey that. In fact, your version of it is, I'm your boss. You do what I tell you to do. That is not developing people. That is developing your own ego. So that also is a problem. So you can see that, okay? So there are many. There are certain things I call internal. These are physical, mental, or your own behavior. Your behavior, ladies and gentlemen, are something that has been with you for a long time. I can't just talk to you for an hour or two and then hopefully that you will change that behavior. That's impossible. It's a stupidity. It is something that you have developed over the 30 or 40 years. And you know what? You need to find a way. You need to find a way to understand your own behavior. Whether in fact your behavior is correct, not correct, should I change it, should I not change it? It's a way to recognize it. How can you do that? You can only do that simply by examining. You remember I talked this now, reviewing what you do? Remember this I told you a few minutes ago? You guys are listening to me now. Remember this? Every time you review, you record. And when you record, okay, your brain records it. And within its capacity, it'll make the changes. But then there's one problem with this, and that is that inside your brain is intellect. And in the brain of yours, the intellect will always question everything. Will make it, you know, it's like taking a knife and dissecting it, no? Making it smaller and smaller for understanding. It's called intellect. Now this intellect will cut it down to the very bottom. Until you yourself understand it, it will remain a question mark. So you must be very careful that you have the ability to override your intellect. And that you can only do provided you can logically convince your intellect that actually this is what is wrong with me. And that changes take place. So like that, physical, mental, or behavior needs to be understood by you. You may think that your behavior is very good, that your best behavior is the best. Nobody else can beat you. I need you to examine that, regardless of your age, okay? I'm 79 years old. I have to change my behavior. Even today, I have to change my behavior. If you think that your behavior is the best, then I see you in the cemetery quickly. But
really, can I get an example?
Any behavior, as an example, when you talk to somebody, okay? When you talk, like just now, what you talk to me, is that a good behavior?
No.
If you do not know, how can I tell you whether it's good or bad? You should know. You should know. You should know. If you don't know, then you are a very unconscious person. You understand what I'm saying now? In other words, whatever you are doing, you're not conscious of your own behavior. I'm not saying about you.
No,
okay?
I tried to figure out what you try to say.
You see, the thing is, we know our behavior is right or wrong the moment we do it.
But if you're comfortable with your behavior, why you want to change for others?
You see,
Why you want to do a thing for others?
because
It's your life.
okay, because you see, it's not that I say, because if you live in the jungle all alone by yourself, it's okay. It's okay. Did you know, I give you one quick little example of it. Do you know we change animals' behavior? Do you know we do that? By giving them food, by petting them, dog, cat, whatever, snakes, whatever. You can change their behavior. Yes. But an animal also can change his or her behavior. There is a few years ago, they posted a little video called, you know the penguin? During the that blunder that America made in South America, oil pollution and all the rest of it. This particular penguin was saved by a man near the ocean. He took that penguin, cleaned it, all the rest of it, and helped the penguin come back alive, which he did. 6 months the penguin stayed with him. And when the season was, I don't know whether you all saw that video or not. I just got it about, I put it on the Facebook too. And you know what? That penguin, when the time was right, went back, went into the sea and went back. Every year without fail. I don't know about now. For the last 4 years, at a given moment, that penguin will return to that particular beach and look for that man who saved his life. It was an animal. If an animal can change his or her behavior, Pakya, humans should be able to change their own behavior. That's what I'm saying, okay? How do you know that what you're doing is wrong? I'll give you another example. A simple example that you all know. You know that when you're eating a food, okay, something inside telling you don't eat, stop eating. That's your behavior. But you override it. And you keep on eating. Because what the stomach has done is to inform the brain, hey, tell this idiot to shut his mouth and not eat. But you override it. So behavior are everything that you do. Okay, you understand? Behaviors are from the moment you open your mouth to talk, or when you walk or do something. That behavior must be. So this is the key. The key to stress is behavior. Because of that behavior, there is a mental and also a physical impact on you. So how do you change that? Okay, let me give you this. This is a simple graph, not too complex, okay? See, we all start off from here. When we are inactive, we're not productive, meaning we're not doing anything. You do very little. Your stress level also is under load, no issue. Then you go to the second stage. Now this goes up to a certain time when you don't want to do something. You want to watch television as an example. I don't want to do this work, or I'm not interested. I go and read something else. I go to an email, or I do a Facebook, or something else. That curve goes up. And still you are in the not productive area. But then from that moment you go to the yellow one, which means that you are using your stress to do some work. Whenever you do something, that is stress, comes together. Because chemicals are being released in order for you to do a certain particular work. Like I'm talking to you. Am I stressed now or not? Am I stressed now or not?
Yes.
I may not be stressed, but inside me is stress because it's feeding me the information that I want to tell you. Understand? So therefore there is a certain amount of stress. But this stress will go to a certain level until it reaches an optimum. I must know how to stop it. If I continue to ask for more and more, I demand for more, then instead of being productive, I become unproductive. Then you go the other side of it. This is a fact. This is what happened. We should be around this, between here and here. You will get fatigue here. You will realize that actually you're tired, but you override. Like as an example, you drive a car as an example. And you know you cannot drive a car for more than 90 minutes. Do you all know that? Do you all know that you cannot drive a car for more than 90 minutes? Are you aware of that? You're not?
Yes, right.
Sorry?
Yes, you know, but override.
Override. So
Because
you,
go
90 minutes is the limitation of your entire system in your body that can allow you to drive. And then you need to stop the car, take a 20 to 30 minutes break, and unwind yourself. Unwind yourself, get down. Meaning after the rest period, and this stupid idea of you drinking coffee is not a good idea. Actually, the best thing to drink when you're driving, stop it and drink water. Water is the best. Not coffee, not tea, not added sugar water. No way. All that increases stress. Water. Then you rest. Rest your thoughts, cross everything else, go back and start driving again. Now this is a simple thing. But then what do we do? We will drive until we're sleeping on the wheel. And then accident takes place. So we kill ourselves. Just stress. In any job that you do, there is a limitation. That limitation is something that you must understand. Okay? So this is what happens. Okay? So let me just go very quickly. Okay? What are the symptoms? What type of symptoms do you get when you know you're stressed? All that you know now. You can read it. Okay? You can read them, and a lot of it, a lot of this happens to you day in and day out in your life. You must recognize it, go back, and then make some note and get that going on. And you know what, guys? You know what? Most of us don't understand this. But why is it that you are suddenly hungry? Why are you suddenly hungry? Not because your stomach is empty, but because of stress. So you take a biscuit, a sweet, or something quickly, endorphin, something quick, and that also is bad, okay? So let me continue, okay? Okay, now you know there is demand from people you work for and people that you have brought forward. There are this demand, right? But there is this situational pressure. So then what we need to do is to find out what is the source of this stress. So here's the word called, what is stressing you out? See, this may be negative, but it is a positive thing. When you recognize it, then you know how to contain the demand. You see, that's why there's a difference between a man and a woman. A woman, inbuilt mechanism, knows how to handle stress better than men. This is a fact. This is not some theory. This is a fact. A woman can handle stress better than a man. Not because she throws plate at you. Not because of that. But because she has an inbuilt mechanism to handle that. It's part of the brain setup. So that it can manage stress much better. Much, much better. If she realizes that she's managing her stress better and develop the skill, then she becomes better at it. Okay, that is something that you can think about. And then now, okay, this, what I call, if you can identify what is triggering this stress I'm having, and that gives you the pathway or the key to your door to find out what stresses you out. And if you continuously do this over and over and over again, your emotional intelligence will increase automatically.
Dr. Venga, I think people don't know the triggers. What is it?
You know, you don't want to recognize it. You know what triggers. You know it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. See, because, first of all, when you are stressed out, if you spend just 3, 4, 5 minutes, hey, why am I stressed now? Stop everything. Why am I stressed? Okay? Within a few seconds, you'll realize that because of that or because of it. Because of what she said. Because of what he said. Because of what this said or that said. Whatever that was, you'll recognize it. But what happens is you don't want to sit down and ask that question, why am I stressed? You want to continue with the speed. Like as an example, when somebody is saying something, okay, and you know already you are going to lose your temper, or you know that you are going to be very unhappy. You know it already. So why are you prolonging? They say, thank you very much and leave. But you won't leave. Why? You want to win. Of course, we blame ourselves. We say, oh, it's my ego that prevented me from doing it. So are you telling me that ego is one person inside you and the other person is Venga? Are they two different persons or are they one? If it's two different persons, then you're suffering from what is known as schizophrenic. Bipolar schizophrenic. Meaning there are two individuals living inside me. So better go to a psychiatric ward and get your brain wired a little bit and put on some electric power to shock it. You know that. You are one and the same. Your ego and your person is one person. You have to understand it. That's what I'm saying, okay? See, if you want to be intelligent, one of the reasons why we are not intelligent is because all of this screws us up from being intelligent. And that's the simple thing, no? As I said, how do I get out of this? And I go back to this again. See, these are the 3 tools that if you use it very well, over and over and over again, you will develop your intelligence. Right now, none of us are using our intelligence. We are not. You know that for a fact. What you do is from what you have absorbed. What other people do, you copy and paste. But you on your own have not brought out your own intelligence because you have no time. You are so stressed out with so many things. Okay? So there's something that you must look at. Okay? The other thing is, every time you are getting angry over something, the brain tells you this. Okay? See, my brain is experiencing technical difficulty. Switch me off or stand by. You don't recognize it. You actually don't. The moment you recognize that you're getting angry, stress is already on the way. But you need to recognize it before it happens to you. So that's why, in my opinion, okay, unless you are an organized person, a very well-planned person, and you know exactly what you want to do day after day after day, in your life, with your home, whatever you have, if you can do all of that well, you're not a stressful person at all. But because you try to do things more than what you actually can do, or force yourself to do things which you're not happy about doing, then stress level goes up. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying, you know? So behavior is the key to your success. And unless you notice this very well, you're going to have problems, okay? See, this thing, adrenaline, you know what's adrenaline in your body? You have that, yeah? Cortisol. You know what's cortisol? These are drugs. All these are neurotransmitters. They are hormones. These are what you need to survive as a human. They help you to survive. But when they come out, they also do other things. Damage you also. When you get angry, you damage yourself. Nobody else. When you are stressed out, you also damage yourself. So there are many of these, okay? So because why? As a human being, these are few things you do. We attack. If there is a threat, we will fight back or do something. But at the same time, we can use it to our advantage. The problem is we never ever spend time looking at how we can use this successfully. And you know what? You don't need a psychologist to help you. You can do it yourself by following this simple rule. Simple rule. What are you stressed about? What do I do about it? And then to review and see whether or not you have taken some action. So it's not so difficult, not so difficult, okay? See, many of them, this happens, okay? See, you have what is known as a logical brain. We all have a logical brain, right? We have a logical brain. You know why you have a logical brain? Do you know why you have a logical brain? Do you know why you have a logical brain? Do you know why or not? You don't know? For your own survival, la boss. Are you elementary school? La, for you to survive, you have a logical brain. You know your logical brain is survival. I mean, you would not. Would you catch a cat and eat it? Would you? You may cook it and eat it. But you wouldn't catch a cat and eat it, right? Is yes or no? Yes. You wouldn't catch a fish raw from the market, you know, you buy a fish and then eat it. Will you do that? Because logic tells you got to cook the damn thing, man. But you can go to the sea and catch a fish and eat it raw, right or not? You will do it. You understand what I'm saying or not? So you know the logic. The logics are something that you have developed ever since you were born. The logic did not come with you when you were born. It was developed after you were born by your five senses. That's your eye, your ear, your nostrils, your mouth, and your touch. Five senses. You have recorded. This is the logic for you to survive. You have a survival instinct. Okay? But guess what? In Malaysia, we seem to have forgotten our survival instinct. We purposely want to do things to annoy people, such as when everybody is in a queue, we want to overtake on the right. Everybody stands there properly. No, you have to go faster. Everybody is queuing slowly, going in a car. Somebody else is much cleverer. He eats rice through his mouth, where the rest of us eats our rice through our anus or rectum or something like that. Okay? So he does things. This, you have forgotten how to become a human. You are behaving like animals. I'm not saying you, nah. I'm saying most of the people. Nah. You understand what I'm saying? Nah? I'm not saying you. Please don't get angry with me, okay? Please don't. But you know what? we are behaving like animals, we're not behaving like human, because the five senses is supposed to give you this logical brain. No? You shut it down, actually. You lose the ability to do what is right and what is wrong. No human being can tell me. No human being can tell me he doesn't know what he's doing right and what he's doing wrong. You are a false human. Get out of me. You know what I'm saying? You know when you're doing wrong. You know when you're doing right. You know it. But you know what? You override it. This is what happens, okay? So, again, quickly, okay? See, there is no shortage. There is no shortage in our life. Throughout our life, we will have all this. Okay? We have until the day you die. Okay? Do you know, have you ever seen a snake, a dead snake? Have you seen one? Accidents, you see them. You see them in accidents, right? Snakes, right? But you know what? Especially, example, a cobra is an example. When it is prepared to die, it will leave the place that it's been and go to a spot, okay? Usually on a tree. You'll find the tree and go right on the top and then starve for 18 days before the spirit of that snake goes away. The body. Snakes are a very common one to use. That's why humans have always taken upon to show that actually the snake is cleverer than what we call this stupid thing called God. No? Snake is cleverer because why? It is the snake that showed Adam and Eve how to eat apple. It's not God, okay? So all the rubbish, okay? If you take that out of it, the snake is a very clever animal. It knows when it is born, it knows, and he also knows when it's going to die. Do you know when you're going to die? Do you know or not? I just told you if a snake can know, you don't know. You know why? You don't want to know. Because you think you live forever. That's the problem with us, okay? It's a given sense, no? The day you were made in your mother's stomach, okay? 4 days after that, when you finally were made out of the 4th day, you already know when you're going to die, no? But because you don't want to be aware of it, you think you will live forever, carry on, no issue. But all I'm saying is, okay, this is something. You see, we ourselves have the possibility. All I'm asking you to do is to take this and go to the next level. The next level is very simple. Learn a set of skill, improve on the skill, practice it, improve it again and again and again. And you get there. No matter what you do, you can always find a way, okay? So, this is again a healthy way to live, and that healthy way deals with several issues. You know, you have a whole sets of rules that you have. Okay, this one. It begins with the first word called being organized. When I tell people, hey, you have to be organized if you don't want to be stressful, they think I'm joking. I know this for a fact, okay? Especially this year, 2017 and 2018. I have taken on more than what I can chew. I have taken on more than what I mean is that I have taken on a lot more tasks than what possibly I can do. So just to give you some example of what I mean by that, it's like this, okay? See, I realize this because of the fact that I keep record of what I do. And to give you some example, okay? You see here? I know that I'm taking on more than what I can chew. What day is today? 7th of March. This is my whole month. Is there any time left or not? Is there any time left or not?
No.
None. But you know what? Even me, I'm a very highly organized fellow. Even me, okay, if I don't reorganize myself, I can't cope. The stress level will come up. Yes? Why? This is me, because you have taken on more than what you used to do before. So as you take on more, you need to find a way to reorganize yourself. What is it that you can drop? How can you manage it? Okay? There are many things. There are many things I tell people to do. I forget. And people are very smart. You are old, that's why you can't remember. So I've started a new thing with a software called Access. In that Access sheet, I put down all the tasks I have assigned people to do. That I started doing about 2 weeks ago. Already about 60 tasks delegated to people. I need to follow up. You understand, huh? I cannot possibly follow up by this system. The list is too long. So I use the software to do that. That's why I say to you guys, okay, the first thing is become organized. There are people who move on as if everything is A-okay. No? Whenever you feel stress, you feel you can't manage, stop everything. Go and organize your working table. Sit down, look at your working table. What is it that you can clear from it completely? Reorganize everything. And then take out your monthly plan or whatever you have a schedule and say, okay, when do I do what? That's to reorganize yourself. And don't tell me that you can do it through a handphone or a Google map or something like that. Don't. All those needs to be followed up very strictly. It is better to use pencil and paper to write that out, because it gives you an indication how far you are doing. These are simple things, okay? Like that, you see. Do all of you, let me ask you this question, do all of you exercise daily? Do all of you exercise daily? How many of you exercise daily? Exercise is not walking to work. Walking to work is not exercise, okay? It's not. You must exercise. Literally put on a short and do a 20 minutes exercise. Do you do that or not? Okay. If you admit you're not, walking to work is not exercise. You must exercise every single day. What you don't understand is that I used to walk 5 kilometers every day until September last year. Okay? I had some knee problems and things like that, so I slacked off. Okay, then I do once in a while, and so on and so forth, okay? Then I suddenly realized that everything in my body is not working the same way. Okay? So I started to relook at myself in December, and then analyze myself and found out what the problems are. And then I started in February, say, okay, how do I schedule this? Why? I take on work. And because I take on work, it needs me to get into the road by about 7 o'clock in the morning, which means I must get up at 5 o'clock for me to exercise. And then to walk 5 kilometers, I need 1 hour and 25 minutes. And I need another hour to shut it down and then start. So I said, this is too much time, cannot. So I developed a new way, which is now, whatever said and done, every morning I'll get up and walk for 26 minutes. I will walk. Regardless of when I got to catch a flight, when I got to drive, I must walk for 26 minutes. So my routine is changed. I get up in the morning, go to the toilet, release what I got to release. The secondly, put on my shorts, put on my gym, and get down to exercising for 26 minutes. That's what I do. Every day. And suddenly I realize that actually I'm back again. What has happened to me is the fact that endorphin, which is released while exercising, it is used to improve my health better. Yes, and this is something that people don't understand. They really don't. They give me all the reason why they cannot exercise for 20 minutes. I'm 79 years old. I do more work than any one of you sitting here. Any one of you, I do more. So the question is this: why do I want to do it? Why don't you want to do it? Why? What's the reason behind it? What's the reason? Because you do not see the value. You have not got that experience. Now I'm sharing my experience with you. But you have to decide whether or not you can walk for 20 minutes or not. It doesn't take a hell of a lot to do that, right? Get up from bed, go to the toilet, then get on the machine or walk around the block. 20 minutes. If you're young, you can run. I'm old, I can't run. So that's something, okay? Like that, all this breaks down, okay? These are the things that you must do. Also, I have been recording and keeping track of how I sleep, how well I sleep. I record that. I've been doing that for years. I don't need a watch to tell me that. I physically write it down. The reason why I do that is I know if I want to be productive, I got to catch that 5-6 hours of good, deep sleep. A watch can't tell me, it can tell me all the nonsense, okay, based on my pulse. But whether or not I remember my dreams gives me an indicator that I've had a very good sleep. That's the indicator. If I don't remember my dreams, I've had a very good night's sleep. That's what you need. And like that, you can go, okay? And then, of course, what I told you just now, a few minutes ago, I said you must have the ability to eat the right food. No? I also have started something new regime of food. In the evening, as an example, I eat some fruits. Fruits, certain type of fruits and vegetable, which I eat, is good for me. May not be good for you, but good for you. Maybe not good for me. I must discover that. I will always try to grab a reasonably good lunch. And usually at home. Never eat outside. Okay? This, unfortunately, is something that you all must understand. Okay? Now, these are, if you see, what about unhealthy weight? All this comes into play. Okay? Okay? Drinking, smoking, overeating, all that. Like, aggressive behavior, violence. Unfortunately, in Malaysia, you see aggression. We have forgotten to become a human being. We are no more human. I was in a lift with somebody the other day, and the fellow asked me, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm a human." No, I'm asking where from. I said, "From human. Human." He looked at me and thought maybe a cuckoo a bit left. Yes, you know what? It is so important that I must distinguish myself, no? As being this or that, identifying myself, which I hate. I'm a human. Are you a human? Yes. I have never had an answer, I'm also a human. Never. Because what? They are all animals.
They're all violent.
Yeah, I have a bunch of them. You can see a lot of them in Kuala Lumpur. Why are they like that? Why? Why? Do you know why? Because we have forgotten that we are human. And for 32 years, I've been telling people to come and listen to me, to become a human. Have I succeeded? No. I'm still trying. Did you understand? But I have done the bad way, learned it, and tried to talk to others. I'm not trying to teach you guys. I am not. Please. I'm just sharing my own experience. You have to take it and develop it and make it something else. Okay? So like that, Lana, you see? Resilience is a key word. Okay? In order for you to manage yourself, you need to find a way. There must be always this commitment to change, commitment to become better, commitment to have a better life, and so on and so forth. Okay? And that must be done not on Monday and Wednesday. It has to be done throughout your life. Throughout your life. Unless you recognize that stress will come. This is, humans are like that. If you are born an animal, no problem. Eat well, produce well, die well. Animals, simple. Human cannot. Human got bottom line, born. The top line, there's none. I can't say you're a good human. Do you know of one good human in the world? They're all dead. Yes or not? There's no one single good human, right? Everyone is dead. So, We must try to become a good human. Okay?
Yeah, the example for good human. Example.
By your own behavior, like this behavior you're having, is that a good behavior? You know it was. So that's what I'm saying, okay? It's like this, huh? You know, people who we have read books, volumes of books, and suddenly you discover they were the leader in genocidal thing. Today, as I speak to you, you know, people are being sold as slaves. Are you aware of that? Libya. You're aware of that, right? You're aware, right? Human traffic. Okay? It's not women traffic now, no? It's human traffic. You see, are we human? If you are a human, how can you do this? Because of what? A few dollars? You can screw a few dollars from somebody. So, ladies and gentlemen, think about that, okay? So there are many things, huh? Mental, you take that. Like yourself, and you know, you got this little thing that you got, and you think about it, huh? All these are little things that are put there for you to help you to recognize that you are human, and you want to be a better human. Do you want to be a better human or not?
Yes.
Do you want to be a better human or not?
Yes.
Well, when do you going to start? Tomorrow.
Yesterday.
Now. You understand what I'm saying or not? This is the problem, okay? We must become a better human. And then begin to appreciate others. So these are some of the things that you can look at and make the recognition. Awareness of yourself. This is also very important, okay? See, it's your own personal awareness that creates you to become a better human. Now again, is there a formula for this? There's no formula. Simple awareness of what you do, what you should be doing, what you should not be doing, why are you doing what you're doing, and questioning your own self, you become a better human being. Unfortunately, I don't come from any parents, okay? I was never brought up by anybody. I brought myself up, okay? I learned this through a hard way. But those of you who have children, spend some time teaching them how to become a good human. Don't tell them to become rich. Tell them to become a good human. If you can achieve that, you've done well for human. You know what? Have fun, by the way. Huh? Without fun, you can't have that. Okay? See, it is important that awareness create consciousness. Consciousness create your self-realization, and from the self-realization, you begin to see what you should do. Everybody wants to become a millionaire, and they quote some people at 26 can become billionaire. I also want to become a millionaire. Yeah, sure. Are you prepared to do what he's prepared to do or not? Or what he's prepared to have done? Are you prepared to do that? If the answer is no, then don't go that road. No? After all, when you finally die, you can't even take 1 cent with you. No? You can't. No? Okay? Somebody else will spend your money. No? So what the bloody hell? No? Earn, yes. Earn, yes. To live comfortably, yes. But don't overdo it. That's what I'm saying, okay? Like that, stress is a normal thing which happens. If you're aware what is stressing you and what is triggering you to do that, then you will become conscious about it, okay? So the way to do that will be to answer these questions, okay? There are these, you see, there are 7 questions here, okay? You can answer it yourself. That is, it makes me angry when. Write it out. I become overwhelmed when. Write that out. I feel offended when. Write that out. I think it's rude to. Write that out. And then go down. At work, I wish people would. Write it out. And then, it makes me crazy when. Write it out. And then, I get irritated when I come to work, and why. See, all these questions, simple. You see, this simple 7 questions, ask yourself, you will know whether you are stressed or not stressed. And you know what triggers you. It's simple enough to make that happen, okay? You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying, guys? Okay? Now, all of this also will be loaded into our website. You can download it and extend it. When will you do it? Tomorrow she'll do it, okay? So you can always, no need to click photo or go to website, it's there. It's free, okay? Now, next, there are 4 things that must impress upon you, okay? And very quickly understand, okay? See, any type of stress has this following heading: change. You need to change. That change stressful situation, which is within your control. When it's not in your control, I keep writing that to myself, Is this yesterday on Monday, I wrote this, I don't know, about 100 times, I think. Is it under your control? No. Now, what the hell are you trying to do? I actually wrote it 100 times myself, every situation. Is this, you're stressful because of this, why? Is it within your control? No. Then leave it. You can't do nothing about it, okay? Secondly, adapt. Adapt to stressful situations, which you cannot change. There are situations in which you cannot change. What other people think, what other people want to do, can you change that? No, you can't, see? So, adapt. Adapt within reason, what you can do, otherwise. Thirdly, avoid. What should you avoid? Avoid stressful situation. Okay, because why? You can neither change nor control. That a factor now. Can you control your boss? You can't. Stay out of it. And then finally, accept. Accept stressful situation which you cannot change. Just accept it. 4 simple advice. Is that difficult to follow? Is that difficult to follow? It's not so difficult, right? Not so difficult, right? But the question, do you want to do it or not? Huh? You want to do it or not? You don't want to do it, what can I do about it? Okay? So, try. Try. No. There's no such thing as try. You do or don't do. Trying is bluffing yourself. Either you do or don't do. This I try is bluffing yourself. This is all bluff. You have no commitment. You don't want to change that, okay? So, let me try to make a conclusion. We know throughout our entire life, there will be stress, correct? Yes or no? Throughout our life, is there stress or not? Yes, there is. Always. At work, at home, and all that. You know it, okay? Assignment and blah, blah, blah. The whole lot, okay? Again, is it how you can use the stress and manage it better? I give you a formula. I spoke to you about some skills. I spoke to you very, very quickly, okay? Very quickly. Just refresh yourself. You need to be organized. You need to plan. And within the planning part of it, you need to understand that you've got 16 hours a day. And when you have 16 hours a day, where should you be spending it? Not equal proportion, but in a fair way that everything is working in balance. Then the tools for you to work what out. Write things down, set daily goals of what you want to achieve, or what the stressful situation is, and finally review them. And when you've done that, develop your own skill. Because why? We lack a lot of skills which we don't have. But you can learn. I tell you, strangely enough, this morning I learned, I went to a shop, somebody took me there to have a coffee, and I asked for clever coffee. And I was very surprised. The waiter came to me and said, "Sir, can your stomach take acid coffee?" That's a new word for me. I said, I don't know, I said. Clever coffee is a coffee that is not like ordinary coffee. It's a very special coffee. Okay? Then he explained a few things to me. So I said, "Sir, for the moment, let me suggest," he said, "let me suggest to you that I make you a coffee which is slightly less acidic." I said, "Yeah, sure. I feel fine. I'll go back to the shop again. I learned something new." So like that, you're learning new things from people, new skills from them, how to use them. Like stress, you come here, you talk about it, you must know how to use them. Okay? Now, again, see, one of the key things for stress is that many people cannot manage their thoughts. In fact, all human beings have difficulty managing their thoughts. If you understand what I'm saying. Can you manage your thoughts? Or does your thoughts control you? Your thoughts control you, right? Is that a yes or a no?
Yes.
In stress, the first thing to do, okay? The first thing to do is to realize and recognize that actually your thoughts are controlling you. You put a stop to that. Unless you put a stop to the thoughts that are coming all the time, you're not going to improve. How? Every thoughts that come into you, you must write down. Not key, no, write down. The more you start writing down all your thoughts, the more you control the way you are thinking. That thinking is what destroys all of us. It may be good, it may be bad, but that thought process must be controlled. You must become the boss of your thoughts. If your thoughts are running your life, I am sorry, you will have a wonderful, bad life. You must learn to control your thoughts. The tools are very simple tools. Very simple tools. All your thoughts. What do you do with your what do you do? Every time thoughts come into your head, first thing, what to do? Write them down. All your thoughts, keep writing them down. Write them down. And suddenly, you will reach a stage, no more thoughts coming on. Then you are in control. You drive a car, millions of thoughts are coming, right? Then, buy one of these handphone, talk to it. Talk it, record it. Go home, sit down and write it out. Control your thoughts. The moment you control your thoughts, your intelligence will come out. So right now, we are behaving not with intelligence, but with whatever we have seen, heard, smelled, touched, and tasted. That's what our behavior is. To get over that curve, you need to control your thoughts. And that, to me, is the key. See, this is something that you must understand. You cannot let your whatever brain you have, okay, is running around trying to screw you up, okay? So, let me say this to you. When we do this 2 times a month, you know that, okay? Before I open the floor to discussion, I'm telling you, okay, number 1, we are going to have another, what is that, self-improvement seminar. We're going to deal with this subject, decision making. How to make better decisions. And I'm hoping against hope that Ikram will bring his little toy to make this on live. I don't know whether it's possible or not. On the 21st. Okay, this is the 21st. Okay, back again in April, on the 4th of April here, the first Wednesday, we're going to deal with this. How to give, when you give a comment and whatnot, receiving feedback in creative work and how to make it even better. So, this is, now I open the floor. No? It's exactly 1 hour, correct?
1 hour, no, actually.
Okay, fine. Okay, I'm going to open the floor to talk. Yes, shoot.
Venga, while most of the time we say stress as a negative element,
Yes.
but stress also can be thought as a positive thing. Is it both equally beneficial?
Well, it's when you do not know that stress is good. The problem is we sometimes stretch ourselves. We are happy about certain things we do, but we overstretch ourselves. Meaning that you are doing things and really pushing yourself. You must know how to, it's like this, okay? To give you a simple example. When you eat food, okay, A simple advice is, when the first time the stomach signal to you said, stop eating, do you pay attention to it or not? Like that stress. When you are feeling good stress is good. But you must also know, okay, this is the limit. I will wrap it, keep it, I'll do it another time. That's the difference you must know. If you don't do that, then you go across and becomes a problem. You see, it's like this, okay? It's like this. Those of you who are taking care of old parents, no? Sunita, Dr. Sunita, she's got a 90-year-old father and an 80-year-old mother. Am I correct? Or 82, 81? 82 mother. And Sunita is the one taking care of them. Wonderful daughter to have. Wonderful daughter, right? Give her a clap at least. I get very angry with all of you, no? You don't have to appreciate, Okay. Now, thing is this, okay? Understand the type of stress that she goes through. A lot, The demand is a lot. Okay? And we are not working in an industry where it doesn't require our attention. Every moment of our time requires our attention. We've got to prepare ourselves. We've got to go and see the customer. We've got to talk to them. That's the profession we have chosen. Okay? So within that, everybody goes through that. Okay? So she must know how to balance it. Otherwise, she will be not productive. Everybody else may claim that, oh, I'm stressed out, You do not know what other people go through. So, yes, we must know our limit. Just because it's good, cannot keep on eating. Like as an example, okay? We eat sugar. Okay? We eat sugar like there is no tomorrow. We eat sugar. And the biggest industry in the world, biggest money spinner in the world is sugar. Are you aware of that? They add sugar to addict you. You are an addict to sugar. Okay? And I'm saying this to you, okay? The people who have made the sugar, I'm not cursing them, okay? They are children. They themselves will suffer before they die. They will. Because why? They have purposely induced this sugar into food, into everything else, okay? It's like this, no? 30 years or 40 years ago, 50 years ago, we used to eat coconut. Coconut water, coconut milk, coconut oil we used to eat. Then came this big campaign. Coconut's bad for this and bad for that and bad for everything else you can think of, Even bad for the sea, These were bombarded. Okay? Bombarded by people who were producing synthetic food and selling to all of us. We ate them like hell. Today I received a little video on coconut oil. For, you know what? Cancer of the colon. 4 days treatment with coconut oil cures colon cancer. Just 4 days. And you know what? Of course, the medical authority are sniffing on it, Lana. But this bold fella has put it on video. 4 days. Colon cancer. You drink coconut oil. Just drink it. Oil. Coconut oil. 4 days. Apparently the cancer cells can turn around. So we don't know what good it is. Coconut. Why did we ban coconut? We are foolish, right? We get influenced by things, that we don't. So that's to give you some example, okay? We know so little, and we behave as if we know so much, okay? That was a surprising thing I received. So I quickly put it on my Facebook. Go to my Facebook, you can download it and have a read, okay? Do you all know my Facebook or not? You don't know my Facebook? It's Venga space Kalachulu. Venga space Kalachulu. That's my Facebook. Okay? VNGA space KALACHULU. Okay? You can download it. Okay? And you know what I'm saying, okay? There are many good things out of simple things. Okay? As one example, you know, chlorine is bad for us, right? Is that true or not? Is chlorine bad for us, for human consumption? Chlorine is bad. They were discovered in Second World War. Chlorine was used as a poisonous gas to kill people. Don't worry, the British did it, the Americans did it, everybody around did it, okay? Including the Japanese or whatever you, okay? But they also found out that chlorine added to water, you can drink it for temporarily. Chlorine is bad, isn't it? Yet we drink chlorinated water. Why? You can't filter it out, What is the way to get rid of chlorine in your water?
Let it evaporate.
Sorry?
Let it evaporate.
By itself.
Under the sun.
Heat. So, if you boil it, will you get rid of chlorine or not? The answer is yes. Answer is yes. So, simple things, to have a better life. So, drink water, but drink boiled water, not water you buy in the shop. That water is no good. Secondly, importantly, don't drink water in bits and pieces. This is a wrong thing for you to do. This is a propaganda by all those people selling water. When you want to drink water, have it in a bottle, preferably in a metal bottle or a porcelain bottle. Porcelain will break, not plastic. And then, when you drink water, okay, take a gulp of water. Don't sip it. Sipping is no good. You must take a gulp. Example, show you. Meaning, quench your thirst. That's what I need. And then, done, finish. Don't sip water. And don't have this stupid notion I must drink 4 liters of water a day. It's a stupid nonsense to sell you water. You don't need it. And you know what? I will drink about, in a whole day, even when I'm doing seminar, about 2 bottles of this. That's it, maximum. I also realize, if I drink 3, it's not good for me, because there's too much water in the cell. And the cells don't behave very well. That also you discovered. So, these are things that you do in life, and try to understand this much better. That's what I'm saying, okay? Another question, come. Sorry? When you are stressed, you drink more water. That's also true. That's also no good.
It's true.
It's no good. Why is not so good? Because what happens when you drink a lot of water, that water gets sipped into from your stomach to the intestines and absorbed by the cells. It doesn't know what to do with it because it doesn't need that water. It doesn't know what to do, so it floats around your body. And because it's floating around, your kidney, your liver, and all the organs in your body have to work overtime to process it, bring it to your urine level, and then discard it. And sometime, this water that you drink may be hard water, soft water. Depending on the type of water, it gets reabsorbed again. So drink measured quantity of. All right. So lots of simple things, huh? Any more questions? Come, shoot. From Ipoh, any question or not? Shoot, come. You know how to manage stress already. Do you know how to manage stress or not? Come here and give us a lecture. Come. Okay, guys. What else? I've seen you before, haven't I? You come here very often? First time. Ah, great. That's why very familiar face.
Next month. We are meeting next month, 16.
We are.
Yeah. Things about Park Royal.
Ah, sorry. Did you? I know. Where's Sunita? Okay, great. Okay, hey, meet somebody. Those of you want a job, look at him. He's the HR manager for HR, right? HR for Park Royal Hotel.
Oh, okay.
Great.
The last one,
Sorry?
the last time we met as well.
Yes. Yes, I could. Oh, you were dressed differently. Yeah, without your jacket and all that. Okay. Good, Edward. Great. I got you. You got my message. I'll see you on the 16th at about 2:30. Ikram, you know him? Edward, yeah. Get to know him. Okay. He does a lot of seminar. We'll talk to him. Okay. Anybody else? Any question, please? Yes, sure.
What difference Nyanyo and Boget?
Okay. Nyanyo is the Malay term Nyanyo. Can somebody explain Nyanyo to me? Sinai. Okay. And forgetfulness. Nyanyo, forgetfulness comes because you are not paying attention to certain, you must pay attention to everything. Okay. My advice, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. Now remember this, okay? Coconut oil. Don't worry about the bullshit advertisement. Virgin coconut oil, or don't worry. Just go and buy coconut oil. 1 tablespoon. Drink it in the morning. And you know what? They have experimented this in Oxford University. 1 month. They did that on elderly patients, okay? They did that for 1 month. 1 tablespoon in the morning, that's it. And different type of other things were given. The people who drank the coconut oil, okay, they came out top of the test, both in memory, bowel movement, and many things else. 1 tablespoon of coconut oil.
Morning.
Sorry?
Early morning.
Early morning. Yes.
Coconut oil.
Just take 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. That's all. Ordinary coconut oil boleh cukup lah, no? Don't have to buy virgin coconut oil and all. Right?
Because not organized or which one?
2 things. Number 1, you do not pay attention to something. You are not paying attention, so therefore, when you don't pay enough attention, it skips you. But if you pay attention, you'll remember it.
But well organized.
Now, when you pay attention, then being organized comes in after that. Once you pay attention, awareness will create, you want to be better organized. And that leads to better way of doing things. The first thing is to pay attention, become aware of what's happening around. We don't pay much attention because why? We are distracted by telephone and all sorts of things. And that distraction takes you away. And this is the way I manage distraction. I do this, okay? I do this in a very simple way without being too complex. Every time something distracts me, I'm writing it down. Whatever it is that distracts me, I will write it down. I will deal with it afterward. But for the moment, I just capture the distraction. This is one way to do it. Okay? Anything else? Another 12 minutes more. If you have nothing to ask me? Yes?
I think avoiding withdrawing. What withdrawing? What do you find it? Avoiding withdrawing.
You avoid.
The unhealthy days.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
When I say you have to avoid unhealthy things, that means don't do it. Example. you are in a conversation with somebody and you see the person already showing that he or she is not happy and all that. So avoid it. Meaning, I see you another time. Go away. Don't prolong this. Or when you want to tell somebody something and you find that the situation is not right, what you say, the person may not like. Don't say it. Go away. Avoid it. Another time, deal with it. Huh? You guys understand what I'm saying, right? You must come here and give a lecture now. Okay, guys. If you got nothing more, yes, please shoot.
Okay, you said that write down the thought.
Yes.
What's the difference thought and no idea? I have no idea.
If your brain is empty, that means very good.
Clear everything. Clear.
If your brain can become empty, you are a perfect human being.
Yeah, I mean sometimes one time discussion, so I have no idea. Is it correct?
That is because,
You don't want to think anything.
no, Tada, because what happened is, one of the problems in meetings, when you go to a meeting, you blank. Blank. You know why? Because nobody has told you what the subject they are going to talk about. So you go into the meeting and suddenly you see many new things. You have no idea. Better shut up. No need to open mouth and talk already. Shut up. Good is you must prepare. Before you attend the meeting, you prepare.
Homework first.
Homework. That's why you should never ever attend a meeting when there is no agenda. Number one. Number two, a meeting must have a starting time and ending time. Start at 9 and finish at 10:30. What is the agenda? If you don't have these two, don't go. I'm sick stomach, I won't go. So this is important. Sometimes you're blank because you have never thought about it. So better be blank. Then go home and think about it, what they say. Then you will get the idea. Also, at work, whatever work you're doing, you must read new things all the time. Not newspaper, throw it away. Television, break it and throw it away. Read some books, or have a discussion with people who are professional. Not the tare friend, no? He also know very little, no? Reading is important. You always get ideas from reading. That way, you can organize yourself better. Okay, guys, any more? No more. You're sitting there quietly. Force you to ask some question.
I'm taking in
Information, okay.
This, one of the staff actually mentioned about very hardworking person, but she felt like she was not appreciated. She let that affect her stress level.
Yeah.
What's your advice?
Okay. First of all, that person herself, you are asked this, okay? In other words, she thinks she's very hardworking, she's very productive. That's her thoughts. But somebody higher up must evaluate that to see whether it's true or not. Between just an idea or truly this person is effective. If it is so, then somebody needs to counsel her. It's not that your work is not appreciated. Okay? We appreciate just some kind words. And also giving her certain amount of different responsibility. See, this is the problem. When you give people some responsibility, okay? When you give people some responsibility, that responsibility is for them to acquire new knowledge and to become better. Correct or not? But unfortunately, they think you are giving them something new to do. This new job must have a wage added to it. That's rubbish. Because you are giving me something new to do. I am improving my skill. Over time, Well, I'm giving you this new work because what? I need you to understand this work so that when you arrive at this responsible position, you know what to do. You understand what I'm saying? So people forget that. I talk to some young people about this all the time. Whenever you are assigned a big job, you haven't done before, hey, grab it, go and do it. You ask, how much am I going to be paid? Forget it. You're waste of time. Okay, guys? Okay, it's close to 8 o'clock. Thank you very much for coming. I hope you have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.